you know, you'll hear a lot like, just go ahead and make the same swing. It isn't really the same swing. Is because guys who drive the ball on the PGA Tour very consistently, like distance and accuracy, they hit up at about between 3.6 degrees and 4.6 degrees. Okay? So you take a look at like Maria Olazabal, short irons, mid irons, probably one of the greatest short iron, mid iron player in the game, but struggled off the tee. And he used to take, he used to take divots the size of like, not a beaver's tail, a beaver. Like, those things are like that. So the issue is part of being able to hit up on a driver. When I mean hit up, I don't mean by doing this, okay? But being able to come into the golf ball where the hands are forward, and from this position, if I measure this point to this point, this tilt here, okay, and this side bend is helping me to hit up on it, which is going to increase the launch angle of it, okay? So it's going to launch higher in the air with less backspin, okay? That's how that thing flies, okay? Not no backspin, because you want backspin. If the ball's spinning backwards, all right, it's a good thing, because if it's spinning backwards, it's not going to be spinning sideways as much, which is fine. No? It's a good problem if you have too much backspin on your shots, okay? Iron shots. So the difference is, like people say, sweep the three-wood. So when I think of sweeping, I just kind of think of like that motion right there. So you can see that if I have a broom, and this is leading the broom, there still has to be a negative angle in the broom. That's why it's sweeping something that's on the ground. It's this one. But I think people think, because typically even for tour pros, I'd say 3-wood off the ground is the hardest shot. That's what I hear the most from people. Some people love it, but normally it's 3-wood off the ground is the hardest shot. And you're dealing with a club that's got 15 degrees of loft. Okay? If you've been told to sweep it, you might kind of hit the epicenter of the ball, it won't go in the air. It's still, even though it has more loft than the driver, it still doesn't have a lot of loft, so it can go offline quickly right and left. Okay? So the attack angle on a 3-wood has to still be negative. It still has to be negative. It's probably 0 as an attack angle, will still go up. That would be just kind of right there. But the best 3-wood shots I see tour professionals hit, all have small divots. All have small divots. So that's the attack angle, doing that. Getting down on it. An attack angle can be created by where the centers of the body are. So if my centers are forward this way, that's going to help me hit down on the golf ball. Now, if my centers are forward and my hands are like that, I'm not going to really be able to hit down on it. The steepest people I see typically are moving well forward and their arms are very much out and away from their body. Left shoulder is very low, right shoulder is very high, and that's going to be really steep. Whereas when Tiger's bombing it, when he bombs it, he kills it. He carries it 333 yards. He hits up on it at 5 degrees with a club face that's 5 degrees open, and he's hitting out at it 10. So it still moves, not as much as you would think, because he's hitting up on it, but that's a whole different discussion. But the problem with that tee shot is that's really close to being 50 yards right as well. Like it's a degree. Now, if it's a degree and then the hit comes more over to the heel, okay, you notice when you heel the ball, it spins like this. When you toe it, it hooks. So you can make a beautiful swing, hit it off the toe, and the ball's going to go left. You need to pay attention to that, because then don't start fixing your swing just because you didn't hit the middle. So attack angle has to be, if the ball's on the ground, you have to have a negative attack angle.